It's live now. See it. That's
kamar na ga Bola Tinubu taron sa muka zo to amma dai a yi haƙuri sai muka ga kamar akwai yar matsala kasan mu ba yan ba mu kuɗi ba amma a nuna mana ɗan takarar yana da mahimmanci babban wani abu ne to yanzu kamar to amma ne bari bari haka jama'a mun gode
shekara ta zo ƙarshe
in shekara ya zo ƙarshe kuma shi ke da duniya ya tashi ki zo nan ki yi magana kina da kin ce mini shekara ya zo ƙarshe yau ma kin kara tashi da zafi zan fita nema ki ce shekara ya je ƙarshe kin ga wancan shekaru da sun wuce an yi shugaban kasa kala-kala tun daga mulkin soja kowa ya zo ya yi abin da ya yi mun gani wa bai ki gani ba kafin buhari ya hau mulki an ce ba zai hau ba wa ya bashi ita mai good luck da yardan wa da yardan Allah ko to buhari idan ya gama shi ma zai bar mace gaba ko haushi kuke ji jagaba zai ja mu yi gaba da mu kina ji ko kin ga dama in aka ce miki mulki a Najeriya in har mulki ya bai hannun Hausawa in ya ji hannun Yorubawa to dan mace da dan namiji ne ko ba haka ba yadda kina yamma Hausawa ma kina jin haushi be hari mulki be koma hannun yamma ba to ke ka hannun Hausawa sai hannun Yorubawa kin ga Bola Tinubu da kina gani Tinubu da kina ji ana ce BAT to wannan ne tijo da kin ga mai hangen nesa ne tun da ana mulki a Najeriya ba taɓa mulkin mutum da ya zo na yayi nazari akan Najeriya yayi tunani akan Najeriya kamar yadda Bola Ahmed Tinubu da ya zo ya bece ya ce kai Najeriya nan da tijuwa ne kuma tana da arziki a ƙasa amma gashi duka wanda suna aurenta wancan ya aure Najeriya ya fara karya mata kafarta da wannan ya zo sai aka ta wurin mai dori an dora ta fara gishi sai kuma bayan ta ya kama ciwo Bola Ahmed Tinubu da ya zo yana da mai dorin baya yana da mai dorin kafada yanzu ya san yadda za a kai ta a yi mata wanka a gyara ta saboda Najeriya ba ta yi tsufan da za a yadda ita ba to ki shiga lungu da lungu kauye da kauye ki gaya ma mutanen Najeriya da yaro da babba mace da namiji dogo da gajere fari da baki siriri da mai kauri mummuna da mai kyau mai dariya da mai kumburi musulmi da kirista idan za ku taimake kanku ku taimake Najeriya ranar da aka ce Allah ya kai mu 2023 ba mu da ɗan takarar shugaban ƙasa sai baba Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Mutum kore ma kawai suka saba saboda sun ga bai zo ya zauna ba. Da yana zaune da wani ya ce bari yi min kyautar 100,000 Allah ya kawo shi lafiya. Dala jama'a ku tafa ma kanku. Ƙasa Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Ni bari in tafa mai tun da ba za ku tafa mai. Ku tafa mashi. Allah ya sa mu dace. Narka dade.
Sound. Your Excellency, very distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, please, for the last time and the final warning, we want to see people on this aisle find a place to sit. If you don't have a place to sit, you go out. And like I promised, we won't stay here for more than 1 hour. So I'd like to start this event, and any other person can join anytime they arrive. The sound man, are you ready? Could we please be upstanding for the national anthem? Thank you so much. Your Excellency, our very distinguished chairman of this historic event today, Your Excellency Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, Jagaban Borgu, and the APC presidential candidate, who is ably represented here this morning by our father, His Excellency Mahmoud Aliu Shinkafi, the former governor of Zamfara State. Can we please once again put hands together for him? Your Excellency, Plateau State and Chairman, Northern Governors Forum, Barrister Simon Lalong, who is ably represented here this morning by the Honorable Commissioner of Agri, Plateau State, Dr. Hosea Fananguru. Could you please put hands together for him? Fanangwai. Thank you. I said that, but the microphone pronounced another thing. You're most welcome, sir. Our very distinguished guests, the convener and the national coordinator, Bola Tinubu Support Organization, BTSO, Dr. Abakar Kuso, and all members of the organization here present, representations of our distinguished guests here present. It is a time for us to start this program now, and I would like to give Almighty Allah the glory and adoration of giving us a life to be part of this history-making event this morning. Sound, please. So permit me to invite Mr. Larry Vembawa and Dr. Shehu Ahmed to give us opening prayers. Up here, please. Thank you.
Thank you. We're in prayers. In the name of God the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Our dear Father in heaven, we thank you for this great opportunity to gather all Nigerians here for the purpose of our great nation, Nigeria. Thank you for what you are doing in the midst of your people. Thank you for the primary of the APC that came on gun. Thank you for giving us the candidate that is ready to take Nigeria to another greater level. Our God in heaven, people have come far and near from the length and breadth of this nation for the sole purpose of building this nation forward. We cannot move any inch without your presence. We ask for your leading from the beginning of this program to the end. Every citizen here, oh God, come and put your mighty signature. Our Father in heaven, we have seen what you are doing in the life of our Master President, President Muhammadu Buhari. It's about transition to the end. And we thank you because you are raising another giant among the midst of Nigerian people, in the person of Ahmed Tinubu, that we, Lord, we pray that during 2023, this APC, under the leadership of Bola Tinubu will become victorious in Jesus' name. Thank you, Father, because at the end of this program, we believe as you brought everyone safely to Abuja, federal capital of Nigeria, you equally take us back to our various destinations. We pray this with thanksgiving in Jesus' mighty name. Amen.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. We pray Allah that He should guide us through this program. As we start the program, we pray, oh Allah, we have a mission ahead. We pray, oh Allah, to guide us and let's see the end, and the end should be a success. اللهم اغفر لنا ولوالديهم والمسلمين والمسلمات والمؤمنين والمؤمنات يا ارحم الراحمين. سبحانك رب العزة عما يصفون والسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. آمين.
Thank you. Your Excellencies, permit me to welcome distinguished Senator Habu Ibrahim from Katsina State. You're most welcome, sir. Thank you. Can you put your hand together for him? You're most welcome, sir. Your Excellencies, APC, APC, APC. I thought you were sleeping. I humbly welcome you this morning to the Bola Tinubu Youth Summit with the theme, Reinventing Youth's Participation in Politics Towards Peaceful Coexistence and Sustainable Development. Great Nigerian youths, great Nigerian youths, great APC youths, no youths, no youths, next time, no youths, no party, no youths, destroy the youths. Thank you. We welcome our great youths, youths of extraordinary drive, youths of extraordinary vision, youths of extraordinary determination. Can we please put hands together for ourselves? It's great, and we're happy that the PTSO has identified the role of youths, the role the youths can play in the development of this country. The participation of youths in politics. It has been acknowledged in the political space that APC youths are the most vibrant in Nigeria today. Are some of you here PDP, ACA, NYPP? Put your hands together for yourselves. BTSO is today cashing into this advantage to mobilize our youths, not just for the forthcoming elections, but for improving the youth's performance. Our very distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Yaga Africa, after 2019 elections, came out with a document it called How Youths Fared in 2019 elections. In that document, Yaga Africa applauded the numerical superiority of the youths in the 2019 general elections, where of the 43 million registered voters and from the total voters turnout of 28.6 million, 66% were youths. 66% were youths. And we should also remember that our president, His Excellency President Muhammadu Buhari, won the 2019 elections with about 15 million votes. And statistics show that 19 million youths voted in that election. So you can see that the power to success is in the youths. So why not we make use of it? BTSO is today how to change the narratives that in politics, youths are mere thugs and instruments of violence and anarchy. In the words of the National Coordinator, Bola Tinubu Support Organization, BTSO, Dr. Abubakar Abdullahi Kuso, the party is opening up avenues for youths to participate and have voice in political decisions. And according to him, we have to get ourselves involved in political activities at all levels, more active, and let our voices be heard, because we constitute the majority at all levels. So you can see that the setting of this summit is very apt. With this summit, it's very clear that the APC sets to achieve the target of raising healthy, intelligent, and critically thinking youths who can provide same ideals and support for the generation yet to come. Can we once again put our hands together for ourselves? So please, permit me, as I humbly invite this young man of incredible initiative, a man of integrity, extraordinary drive and vision. Just take a look at the quality of our panel of discussants today and the theme of the summit. This simply and surely exhibits his drive for capacity. I humbly invite the BTSO master planner and political strategist, our host, our convener, Dr. Abubakar Abdullahi Kuso, the National Coordinator, Bola Tinubu Support Organization, to formally welcome us to this event. Once again, can you stand up and usher him with an applause to the podium. Put your hands together for him, please.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. The representative of the Governor of Plateau State and the Chairman of Northern Governors Forum, the representative of our principal, the Jagaban, political strategy of Nigeria, as well as Bola Tinubu, distinguished Senator Abu Ibrahim, the Executive Chairman of Bida Local Government, all delegates, the BTSO One Family, our guests across Africa, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. With gratitude, lives to witness this all-important. The National Youth Summit organized by this organization at this critical time is very timely, and the theme, Reinventing Youth Participation in Contemporary Nigerian Towards Peaceful Coexistence and Sustainable Development, is apt, especially because as a nation, we are already on the yet another journey to the 2023 general elections, and in Nigeria, 7 out of the 10 youths are under the age of 30 years, and they need to be carried along, but more importantly, be sensitized, educated, and informed on the need to be at the forefront of active participation in politics through voting, so that we can have acceptable results, which in turn will bring about peace and development of our dear country. Nigerian youths are highly creative, knowledgeable, wise, energetic, and innovative, and should therefore be given space and cooperation to be self-reliant and contribute immensely in nation building via peaceful movements, volunteering in community development activities, support fellow talented youths, and attending both local and national meetings. Ladies and gentlemen, the BTSO is a brainchild and concept of our father, the leader and APC flag bearer Bola Tinubu, and it was established on the 19th of September 2019 with the sole purpose of supporting and assisting the youth of Nigeria in the areas of scholarships, empowerment, identifying skills, and harnessing them into great individuals and groups, and making them socially and economically self-reliant, and admitting them into the Asuwaju institution. The BTSO, just like the European Union through its African Leadership JUTA, operating believes that youths remain partners in addressing current global challenges, including the attainment of the Sustainable Development Goals. We believe that youths are not only the future, but also constitute the largest generation of young people, and therefore needs to be mastermind into decision-making process to reflect diversity and inclusivity in order to have peaceful coexistence and sustainable development not only in Nigeria but the world over. We are aware that the European Union has since September 2021 set up youth service which will help Nigerian youth to play central roles in ensuring peace, resolving conflicts, shaping policies in education, health, climate change, security, and job creation for the overall development of the peaceful coexistence of Nigeria. We are also aware and remain grateful to the Nigerian government for sustaining the National Youth Service Corps, which brings youths from different ethnic and religious backgrounds together despite numerous challenges, and we believe such kind of agency will go a long way in helping our youth. But I ask that all stakeholders increase investment in youth and peace-building activities, be it through direct partnership with youth-led organizations, developing the capacity of youths from diverse backgrounds, meaningfully include them in local, national, regional, and international decision-making, or providing them space to manifest their works. All I ask for, ladies and gentlemen, will bring about peaceful coexistence and sustainable development in Nigeria, and these are what our dear father, Bola Tinubu, has been doing for many years without an end. Bola Tinubu has mentored many youths politically and economically into becoming viral, industrious, and well-meaning citizens of Nigeria. It is no wonder then that Asuwaju emerged victorious at the just concluded APC presidential election because he has worked tirelessly in building the nation, and it is a task we must all continue to carry on with. Hence, the essence of today's National Youth Summit, which all of you are here to grace. Permit me to especially thank the Executive Governor of Plateau State and Chairman of the Northern Governors Forum, His Excellency Right Honorable Samuel Lalong, for his exemplary leadership qualities in maintaining peace and unity in Plateau State, and by extension, the entire Northern States, for coordinating perfectly the Northern Governors Forum and his family belief on Nigerian youths. His leadership qualities are worth of being emulated. To our guest speakers who flew from our sister African countries, I say a big thank you to you all, and I hope you are going to speak so eloquently today, and I pray that you go back home safely. And to all BTSO family, kudos to us all for the sacrifice, resilience, and ability to ensure this summit is successful. Ladies and gentlemen, a peaceful world is possible if only we give people, especially use the needed space and support to transform the world. Especially, it is only by working together that we can tackle the numerous challenges in Nigeria and globally. I wish you all a wonderful summit. Thank you for listening.
Thank you. Is that applause for me or for my coordinator? He deserves a better applause. Another one for him, please. Thank you so much. And I'd like to thank his team, a very wonderful team. May Almighty Allah continue to protect you. Your Excellency, sir, permit me to welcome His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Kogi State, Yahaya Bello, this afternoon by the Special Advisor to His Excellency on Public Relations, Honorable Ahmed Bolori. You're most welcome. You're most welcome. I would also like to humbly welcome to Nigeria and to Abuja some of our very special guests. From Botswana, we have the National Youth Delegate, Amantle Baratedi. Put your hands together for her. I don't know if I pronounce that name right. Okay, just take it the way you say it. We also like to welcome all the way from Gambia, the National Youth Delegate, Ansumana Bojang. Put your hands together for him. Thank you. You're welcome to Nigeria. We also like to welcome from Ethiopia, Global Goodwill Ambassador, Gadisa Behab. You're most welcome. You look like my brother from another sister. Thank you. Your Excellency, we don't know if the overview is ready. Sound, is it ready? The media crew, is it ready? Are you ready? The media crew? I've told you I won't waste time. So let me invite for spoken word, just 3 minutes, Mr. Aliyu Suleiman, all the way from Kaduna. Please put your hands together for him. For spoken word presentation, just 3 minutes.
Good morning. Also, good afternoon. My name is Aliyu Suleiman. I'm a Pan-Africanist, also spoken word artist. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I think I don't want to mention names so that I cannot make mistakes. The title of my spoken words is Greatness of Africa. You know, when I look at Africa, I look at her often. And when I think of Africa, I think of her often. And when I imagine her often. When we were here, some people came and claimed that they discovered the Cape of Good Hope. They said they discovered all lakes in Africa, like Tanganyika, like Chad, like Victoria, like Malawi, and all rivers in Africa when we were here. And they claimed we had no history. And the fact remains that African continent is the cradle of human civilization. When Europe was in the caves, the Dogon people in Mali have already recognized the stars. When the Europeans were still eating raw meat, Africans had discovered fire. Africans were the pioneers. And even in the religious angle, I am a keen reader of both Quran and Bible. And they all record that God said, let us create man in our own image. And that he took soil and formed man out of it. The last time I checked, soil was brown or black, not white. And I can confirm that I checked this morning, the soil is still brown, the soil is still black. And therefore, if anybody is created in the image of God, it is we who of the black race. The greatness of Africa can never be overemphasized. The greatest pyramid in the world is in Africa. The pyramid of Giza in Egypt were made here in Africa, and we still define architecture and engineering is the African who made them. The walls of Benin, which are 4 times longer than the Chinese Great Walls, were made here in Africa. The Great Walls of Manu Matapa in Zimbabwe were made here in Africa. And when you go to the warriors of the world, the monies of the Amazon of the Humi were found in present-day Benin. Kinzinga of the Mbanda of the Matamba was here in Angola. Kinkabaka of Buganda in Uganda was here in Africa. Queen Amina of Zazzau, the present-day Zaria, was here in Africa. This is our history. Some things we know, some things we do not know. But this one we know. Throughout the ages, despite the fact that they have done everything to erase African history from the face of this earth, even in their own history, they acknowledge that all their great men come to Africa. What did they come to do in Africa? Socrates was in Africa, and when he came to Africa, he met Orunmila of the Yoruba tribe, who was a great philosopher than him. Pythagoras was in Africa. What did he come to do in Africa? You pay homage where knowledge is. Plato was in Africa. What did he come to do in Africa? You pay homage where knowledge is. Aristotle was in Africa. What did he come to do in Africa? You pay homage where knowledge is. Dr. Bath, a German explorer, was in Africa. What did he come to do in Africa? You pay homage where knowledge is. Hippocrates was in Africa. What did he come to do in Africa? You pay homage where knowledge is. This is the cradle of human civilization. I hold the view that Africa will be great. Africa must be great. But Africa will only and can only be great if we choose to spiritually decolonize our mind, our heart, and culture. Because it is only through then that Africa will be a great continent. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Another Professor Lumumba in the making. Put your hands together for him once again. And he was come to Africa to pay homage to you too. Your Excellency, our very distinguished guest, we're having a real good time. And we now like to have an interlude.
Bola Tinubu Support Organization (BTSO) was established as an NGO In 2019, when the need to preserve and promote the strong socio-political ideologies of Asiwaju Bola Tinubu became necessary in a country where there are incessant, increasing challenges that continue to threaten our collective existence. Leadership of BTSO is a well-structured national and continental executive of young persons under the stellar leadership of Dr. Abubakar Kuso as national coordinator, Dr. Adegboyega Bamisile as Director of Planning, Research and Strategy, and other functionaries. BTSO has been at the helm of myriad programs and projects towards promoting the good antecedents of Asiwaju Bola Tinubu while fostering developmental strides to achieving better economic and social political equilibrium. Part of what prompted the conviction of this group of young Nigerians was that Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, with his formidable political network, antecedents of excellence in leadership, propensity for deal-making, and substantial personal wealth of experience in political machinations places him ahead of over many other contenders who may be contemplating seeking the presidency of Nigeria come 2023. What made our activities news for the major newspaper headlines was that BTSO, being a northern social-political group, was clamoring for a southern presidency and has snowballed into a formidable national and pan-African political structure based on the vintage ideals of Asiwaju Bola Tinubu. After having a series of consultations with the
If you know you're an artist and you're scheduled to perform, can you please send your music to the sound man? Hello. Come and talk to them here. Come. What do you want? Please, all artists, if you know you're performing, go there and give your CDs, your music, and be there with somebody. Put somebody there to guide them, please. We don't want hitches. Alaji, can you please come and handle the discussion?
Tinubu, 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 Tinubu. Hey, Tinubu very simple. Tinubu reasonable. Tinubu approachable. Tinubu convincible. Understandable, comprehensible, distinguishable, indefatigable, Tinubu indomitable, Tinubu knowledgeable, Tinubu untouchable, indestructible, uncompromisable, Tinubu unchallengeable, Tinubu unchallengeable, Tinubu accountable, Tinubu accountable, Tinubu believable, Tinubu believable, Tinubu accessible, Tinubu accessible, Tinubu credible, Tinubu credible, Tinubu remarkable, Tinubu remarkable, Tinubu reliable, Tinubu reliable, Tinubu unshakable, Tinubu unshakable, Tinubu unbeatable, Tinubu unbeatable. Epate wapu Tinubu, Ebami pate wapu Tinubu. Yagidi Jagaban, Nigeria koni baje, Nigeria koni baje, Nigeria koni baje rara, Nigeria koni baje lágbára lọ́hùn-ún, koni baje lágbára Olódùmarè, koni baje lọ́wọ́ Aṣíwájú, koni baje lọ́wọ́ alága Aṣíwájú. Sai ta gaba, sai ta gaba, shugaban kasa sai ta gaba, sai ta gaba, 2023 sai ta gaba, sai ta gaba, Tinubu maganin talauci, sai ta gaba, Tinubu maganin ta'addanci, sai ta gaba, mu yau ba sai ta gaba, sai ta gaba, yamuri fata sai ta gaba, ta gaba, nufin ciji fata sai ta gaba. Asiwaju Tinubu dabi, Asiwaju Tinubu dana, Dana goza wana dabi, Nadiye gutana kana dana, Eduye pipe Tinubu dabi, Mendula oblongata, Zanali ya chebana, Ngake na chefi bana, Zana miboje barana, Kemaga jega karana, Tinubu atu tiulo dana, Maya zaji bolo dana, Zana jula ketwana, Degini miabo dana, Muhammadu Buhari, President Nigeria, Professor Simbajo, Vice President, Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila, Honorable Minister, Works and Housing, Honorable Minister, Information and Culture, Honorable Minister, Youth and Sport Development, Mubiato Fashola, Babatunde Raji, Akinwumi Ambode, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, Oyega Oyetola, Ralph Aregbesola, Adam Soshomole. Kai Kobani tamburan Tinubu, Tinubu. Kai Kobani tamburan Jagaba. Tinubu, Asiwaju, daga arewa ne. Ai babu, Bukwamu Yoba, Rarara. All over Niger, na 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 na. Whether you be Muslim, no bambanchi. Or you be Christian, no bambanchi. No difference, Erike zero. No tribalism, no nepotism. Oh, Tinubu gigilo, oh Tinubu gigilo, Tinubu gigilo. Federal Republic, Republic of Nigeria. National coordinator, Bola Tinubu support organization. Oh, me sami, sarjunga ke sami. Akukusa, Dr. Kuso, Mbagi Duru Kuso, Takuna Sakuso, Papa, Papa Kuso, Shaluna Gigumasuna Kuso. Oh, Equilo Bodia Kuso, Egimaza Twani, Modena, Naina 2 and 2 Jitwani, Modena. Nyada Bosolo Kosamina, Yamina, National Coordinator BTS Odana, Tontoga say Tinubu, say Jagaba, Baragudona, say Jagaba, Patanya, Nigeria, say Jagaba, Malang.
Thank you.
Say Jagaba, Garaba, say Jagaba, National Coordinator.
Thank you, DJ. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Please put hands together for them once again. We're really running against time, so we won't give much more time. Your Excellency, our very distinguished guests, we once again like to thank you for your patience. Please permit me to invite for the keynote address Comrade Mohammed Seydou Etu, APC chairmanship aspirant for 2022. Thank you so much for bailing us out this afternoon. Please put hands together for him. A very prolific and prominent youth representation. The youngest national chairman aspirant in Nigeria today.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellency, the former governor of Zamfara State, Your Excellency, the governor of Plateau State, represented by his honorable commissioner here, distinguished and the pioneer of Ahmed Bola Tinubu movement in Nigerian project, the representative of His Excellency, the Governor of Kogi State, my brother and media partner, who has done very well to propagate the activities of His Excellency Alhaji Yaya Adoza Bello. My sister, one of the advocates of girls' child rights in Niger State and the DG of the girls' child rights, Barrister Mariam Kolo, you are welcome to this great occasion. The powerful and ever dynamic chairman of Bida local government, who is the chairman of BTSO, Comrade Kuso. Our host here, my brother, who has done very well for seeing the young people key into Ahmed Bola project since 2019, Comrade Abdullahi Kusu, thank you for giving us this opportunity. Let me stand on existing protocol and once again congratulate you for this summit championed by Bola Tinubu Support Organization, the brainchild of Bola Tinubu Support Group, who has done wonderfully well to propagate the activities and the achievement of our flag bearer, Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the Jagaban of Borugu, and the Asiwaju of Africa. The members of the BTSO across the country who have graced this occasion, the friends of Asiwaju from Africa who are here, you've done wonderfully well to see how the young people who comes together and continue this project. I think we have a lot of work to see how we can come into victory come February. And we've started with this summit by telling young people who Ahmed Bola Tinubu is, his ideals, his principles, his philosophy to bring young people on board and to mentor young people. If you look at his antecedents since 1999, he's the only politician in Nigeria that is visible, that is active, and that has shown that he can reward loyalty. That is why when Ahmed Bola Tinubu project started, most young people feel that it's age, but the ones that knows him tells them that Ahmed Bola Tinubu is a youth-friendly leader. I want us to use this opportunity to come together and go back home, to make sure that we come victorious and come with an agenda to rebuild Nigeria. It's not about Ahmed Bola Tinubu, it's about all of us. We have a future of this country, and we are the future of this country, and we must come together and build this country once again. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Could we please put hands together for him once again? I've just been told that we have His Excellency, the Deputy Governor of Niger State and the National Patron of BTSO, Alhaji Ahmed Mohamed Keso, is here ably represented by Talban Samari. Could you please put hands together for him? You're most welcome. Your Excellencies, our very distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I would now like to hand over the next item on this program to our media consultant and practitioner, Honorable Baba Alhaji Uthman, who will be running us through this discussion program. We'd like to humbly invite to the chair very close to me, from Gambia, Usmanu Bojang. Can you please put hands together for him? Thank you so much for sharing thoughts with us today. We also have His Excellency, the Governor of Kogi State, ably represented by the Special Advisor to the Governor of Public Relations, Honorable Ahmed Bolori. Can you please come up to the high table for this discussion to share your thoughts with us today? And we also have from Ethiopia, Gadisa Beham of Global Goodwill Ambassadors. And to coordinate this, we'd like to invite Honorable Baba Alhaji Uthman.
Good afternoon, the members of the high table. For time, please permit me to stand on the existing protocol. The delegates and the officials of Bola Tinubu Support Organization. With me this afternoon are three discussants. By my left is Mr. Gadisa Berhan, All Global Goodwill Ambassador, Federal Republic of Ethiopia. You are welcome. Right in the middle is Honorable Ahmed Bolari, Special Advisor to the Governor of Kogi State and representative of the Governor in this event. He found it so important to discourse on youth and politics, not only in Nigeria, but also in Africa. And he pulled down the personality upon him this afternoon to be one of the discussants. Please put your hands together for him. From my far left is Ansumana B. Bojang from Gambia. Mr. Osumana will be discussing the role of youth in ensuring a peaceful election. Maybe you pick a case study of Gambia, I don't know. Or you discuss Africa as a whole. So please put your hands together for him. Alhaji Honorable Ahmed Bolari will be discussing on general participation in politics. But I think he will choose to discuss youth's participation in politics. Please put your hands together for him. And Mr. Godisa Brahano, my good friend from Ethiopia, has chosen to discuss youth leadership and good governance in Africa. These topics are thought-provoking. Please put your hands together for the discussants. Thank you all. Let's start this way. Any of the discussants here will have 5 minutes to discuss this topic. And I will ask 1 or 2 questions and then give the audience the opportunity of asking 1 or 2 questions also. Then to the next participants and so on. Are we good to go? Ready? All right. Mr. Gadisa Abraham, tell us something about youth leadership and good governance in Africa.
Thank you very much. Everybody in Ethiopia, including our mayor of Addis Ababa and our top leadership, they send their greetings to you all, and they appreciate all the good works you guys are doing. And thank you so much for having me here. So, I'm not that much into politics, but I'm just want to share my perspective, how it will impact, especially the youth, and why the youth are not participating, and how they can participate in politics and something like that. That's one of the things that I want to share, is the importance of like the youth participation in politics. Is like, even if you take my own country, Ethiopia, 4 years ago we have some change in our politics, and the youth have the one who played the big and crucial roles in bringing a democracy and change in our country. So, participate in politics and then play their own roles. That's why good governance. And why do we need the good governance? Why does the youth needs the good governance? Because like, we need to have our own dreams, especially with, youth, the younger generation, and we need to have our own dreams, because sometimes when the leaders and the government does not have dreams for their youth and their people, it is a big problem. So that's why we need to have our own dreams to participate in governance. And dream is very important for ourselves, and dream is also very important in for our country. So we need, as a youth and as a younger generation, we need to have our own dream for ourselves and for our country. And one of the biggest problem I usually see in Africa is, the youth does not have visions, they don't have dreams, and they have their own purpose in their life. And not having those three important things is very, very, it creates big gap in our country, in our continent. So we need to have our own dreams for ourselves and for our dreams for our country. And then when we have our own dreams, when we have a dream for our country and continent, we can participate in good governance, because we see some difference and some problems in leadership. So I would really like to encourage youth and younger generation to have dreams for themselves and dream for their country. I will explain later, if I get chance, why I'm saying this and why I'm experiencing, and I'm explaining this problem, because myself from East Africa, I ended up on the street and I became homeless and orphan at the age of 4, and I lost all my parents, my mom and dad and everything, at the age of 4 because of some problems, And then after that, there was no hope for me. There is no hope for a youth and a children like me in our country. And then that's when I came to realize that, I need to have my own dreams for myself and for my own country. That's why I had to put myself to school, and I did put myself to school. And then after, finishing school, and then I have decided to, start having dreams for my people, for my country and for my continent. And then I'm making a lot of impact in my country, and thank you.
Are you done? You have almost 3 minutes, so you have 2 minutes to go.
5 minutes is in total.
Yeah.
Okay, so we need to participate in politics, because there are a lot of people who needs our voice in Africa. So we have to be voice for the voiceless, and then we have to speak for those who could not speak for themselves. And as I told you, just because I had to believe in myself and I had dreams for myself and for my country, I put myself to school, I finished college by myself, and then now I am I'm helping my country also on social medias. And then nowadays we have so many platforms on social medias, and then you have to make that social media, that platform for your political party, for your people, for your leaders, and then use that as a voice and fight for your people, and then fight for what you believe in, and fight for your dreams and visions. And then lastly, what I want to say is, have dreams for your people and for yourself, and also have visions, because sometimes our visions in Africa and dreams is they show us, the Western show us, it speaks to us through Hollywood, through movies, and then a lot of us don't have vision for our people. We don't have dreams for our people. And then our vision and dream is to go to Western. And then when we don't have dreams and visions, we run away from our country. And then we don't fight for our country, and we don't fight for our leaders. And then, but the reason why I encourage you guys, especially younger generation, today, I'm here to tell you that I grew up homeless and orphan, and I became orphan at 4 years of old age. And then I finished college. Now I'm a global goodwill ambassador, and I'm helping my country, and I have my own NGO, and I'm helping a lot of homeless and orphan children in my country, and also fighting for my country. So I would really love to encourage you guys and have vision and dream big and believe in yourself and your leaders in your country, and then figure out your own purpose. And you need to have your purpose. And
That's not what you Mr. Baby said. My question will just come within your topic of discussion. It is widely known that youth are said to be leaders of tomorrow. How do you think this can be actualized, especially for an individual like you who are said to be an orphan? How how to pick your broken pieces together and attain this level. I think that will serve as a good lesson and as a motivator for younger generations. Yeah. What? No. I said youth are said to be leaders of tomorrow. How do you think this can be actualized, especially in Africa, where we still have aged people going for even smaller offices? And the place of people like you, like to say they're orphan.
Yeah.
And how do you pick up your broken pieces coming up from orphan and attaining this level?
Yeah.
I think that's some motivation for other younger generations.
Yeah. So this is one of my job, like to speak to youth people, to speak to you guys and people like you, to share my story and testimony and encourage you guys and to tell you guys that nothing is impossible in this world. In Africa, especially when the Western media tell us that we can't do anything and everything is impossible, and they make us watch their movies and the Hollywoods, and then they tell us have, you know, they encourage us to have the Western dreams, the Western visions, you know, and then so that we forget about our dreams for our people and our visions for our people, and that's why they make us fly. They bring, like, you know, problems and, you know, create and war in our country. And one of the biggest problem is, you know, when we have our own vision, when we know purpose, when we differentiate and figure out our purpose, we know what we fight for. We know in our dreams, and then we go for our dreams. So if, like, for example, take Ethiopia, my country, there are some rebels and problems in my country. If you look at the problems and why it is happening and where this come from, it's all man-made, and it comes from Western, and, you know, so we as African youth, we need to know who we are fighting for, and we need to know whose dream are we fulfilling.
Thank you, Mr. Gadisa. I think maybe you give space for those who ask questions from the audience. But questions from the audience will come after the three discussants have spoken, so that you can choose to ask questions from their discussions. Thank you very much. Please put your hands together for Mr. Gadisa. Our next discussant is Honorable Ahmed from Kogi State. He's going to discuss general participation in politics, and maybe a case study of Kogi youths. You have 3 minutes to do that. Thank you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for giving us this opportunity. First, before I begin, I would like to extend the apologies of His Excellency for not being with you here. He's currently busy in Kogi inspecting some projects. The topic of discussion is generally about participation in politics. And this would discuss in relation to youth participation in politics. Now, everywhere people are complaining about governance, particularly in Africa. People are complaining about how authorities fail in giving good governance to the people. But let's even begin. Do we actually even have the moral right to complain about governance situation in Africa? Let's take Nigeria, for example. Nigeria is currently a country of a population of over about 215 or 216 million population, and counting by the day. But do you know, we have very serious apathy when it comes to voting and participating in politics. Do you know, of this 200 and above million population of this country, just about 84 million people have registered as voters? And not only that, one very interesting fact is this, that the number of people participating in politics to vote alone have been reducing over time. The last I checked, in 2011, during the election, only about 38% of our population of our registered voters population participated in voting who will become the president of Nigeria. 38%. That dropped in 2015 when only 30% of the registered voters in Nigeria voted. That dropped again in 2019 when only 28% of the registered voters in Nigeria voted. The incumbent president Muhammadu Buhari was voted to be president of Nigeria by only 18.3% of the registered voters in Nigeria. This is a shame. We are not going anywhere. And as I speak to you, since last year, the continuous voters registration exercise has been ongoing. I read in the news, I think yesterday or thereabout, that some of the state, yet despite this opening for several months, like Imo State, for example, just for the benefit of this discussion, I'm having nothing against that, just for the benefit of explanation, I'm giving statistic. Do you know that only about
60 seconds to go.
Yes, only about 97%, 97,000 people only registered in this new exercise. If we do not participate, we don't have the moral right to complain. We must participate in this process. We must come out and vote, and we must have our permanent voters card. Thank you so much.
Please give him another round of applause. Mr. Ahmed, you've candidly and wonderfully well diagnoses the problems of Nigerian voters. What do you think are the way forward?
I think I've given the answer already. The way forward is for us to participate. We have to participate in this process for us to find solution. Now, if we don't participate, there is no way forward. As a matter of fact, government generally, you've had people talking about in the past that the president said maybe so-so state didn't come out to vote for him, and people are now talking about whether or not appointments are made based on, selection. If you don't participate, participation has at least 4 different stages. Number 1, to even be a registered voter. Number 2, to be informed about the manifestos and the agendas of the various political parties and their candidates. Number 3 is to even participate in campaigning, as we are doing for our next president, by the grace of God, His Excellency Senator Bola Tinubu. You have to participate in campaigning so that at the end of the day you will even know what to expect from the government. You will just fold your hands and you're blaming government without you participating.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Wow, that's beautiful. My friend from Gambia. Gambians are good friends of Nigeria. I think severally we participated in development of democratic governance in Gambia. So, tell us, what is the role, or what will be the role of youth in ensuring a peaceful election? I've been talking
thank you
of
so much.
Good governance and participation in politics.
Thank you so much. I bring you greetings from the smiling coast of Africa, the Gambia, as the MC said. The Gambia benefited a lot from the Federal Republic of Nigeria. We have our judiciary being trained by judges, our justice of the Supreme Court of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. We have our military officials being trained by various military academies in the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Myself, I benefited my primary school to senior high school being taught by Nigerian teachers in the Gambia. So in a nutshell, Nigeria is a country that we are hugely indebted. That's why when I was contacted to be here, I said I have to go back and give back to a country that has given us so much. Yes. Also, I want to extend our sincere greetings and congratulate the APC flag bearer, His Excellency Bola Tinubu. We have followed his progress since he was former governor of Lagos State, and also we have also followed his progress as the number of people that he has built that have ascended to power, and most of these people today are contributing immensely to the development of this country and then beyond Nigeria. So the role of youth in ensuring a peaceful election is indeed important, because 21st century electoral campaign mostly are done on the social media, and the young people are mostly the most active users of social media in every country that you go to. So therefore, some of the messages that they communicate to the social media are indeed very important in ensuring peaceful, elections in every country that you go. But also, the youth using the social media can also use the social media for negative reasons. That is to propagate hate among citizens of your country based on, tribal lines or even religious, divisions, as we have seen in many parts of the country. Countries that have been destroyed, it's destroyed because of the young people, some of the messages that they put there. So a country like Nigeria, of course, you have some of your social problems that are very visible, and then mostly, as I said, you have young people that are, peddling this information. So therefore, it's always important as leaders or young people to make sure that our campaign, messages are free from violence, our campaign messages are free from threat, our campaign messages are free from, our politics in general should be devoid from insult and other things. Because if we do that, then we can sustain our governance, we can sustain our development as a country. Because once your country is plugged into chaos, there will be no sustainable development and everything will be burned down, as we have seen in other parts of the continent. I'll give example. When the West wanted to destroy...
60 seconds to go.
Okay. When the West wanted to destroy some countries, it is the young people that they use. We have seen Libya today. Libya under Colonel Gaddafi was much more better than Libya of today. Today, Libya is unstable. Women are unable to do anything. Schools have stopped because they have succeeded in using the young people for them to believe that their leaders are terribly bad. We've seen what Donald Trump did. If Donald Trump was an African president, we saw all the media, they would, they will call him a dictator or whatever it is. But no, they call him a Democrat. So these are some of the things that the young people of Africa, should always carry in their conversation, in our universities, in our public gatherings. Let's maintain peace, let's maintain respect, let's maintain rule for law, in our dealings. Once we're able to do that, be rest assured, we will be able to have a peaceful election that will be a model for the rest of the world. And I believe Nigeria can do so. Thank you.
Please, thank you very much. Please continue with that applause, please. That is beautiful. Thank you very much, Mr. Ansumana. Does that mean Usman? You have my name.
It's the same, yes.
Please put your hands together for me. It's all privilege. It's a great privilege to have you here. Mr. Ansumana, you speak on the role of youth in ensuring peaceful election in Africa. Have you forgotten the menace of political thuggery and hooliganism? What is the place of this in Africa, and how, maybe just in just 20 seconds, how we fight this menace?
Can you please repeat your question?
What I mean, I said, you've spoken very much well on the role of youth in ensuring peaceful election in Africa. Not forgetting the menace of youth political involvement in political organism and thuggery. In 20 seconds, how do you think we can curtail this menace in Africa?
Thank you so much. Yes, we can easily curtail this menace through, as I said, through education, civic education, to realize that the youth of Africa, this is your country. once you destroy this country, you have nowhere to go. So in our public universities, in our various programs that the youth are actively engaged, particularly in the social media, our campaigns should always be green, devoid from violence and other stuff. Once we're able to do that, be rest assured, as I said earlier, Africa will be the model of democracy instead of we copying from other countries. Because one thing that the Asian tigers were able to do, you know, most of Asian countries, they do have elections, but you don't see young people bringing their countries down. You know, countries like South Korea, you see them peaceful exchange of power. You know, countries like Malaysia, even Singapore, despite in China it's a different thing. But you don't see young people bringing their own countries down. Why should the young people of Africa bring their countries down just for politics? So in a nutshell, in our various youth platforms, particularly universities, where you have a lot of young people going in, building critical minds, you know, our message should always, you know, center towards how do we, you know, build our countries devoid from political violence. And
Thank you very much, Mr. Nsibala. Please give him a round of applause, please. Thank you very much, the three discussants. Without much ado, may I now seek the indulgence of the audience to please pick one from this row and one from the other row. If possible, from the gallery, we have one. But if somebody from the gallery is speaking, it should be audible, because I don't think Mike will reach out to those people at the gallery. Can we do that? Is there any mic up there? DJ, do you have any mic up there?
Moderator, we're really running out of time.
Right.
So
please.
First.
Okay. From this role, we'll pick one person. I'm not so close to you, but the mic person will give him the authority to pick one person from this role. Mr. Man, please pick one person from this role and give him the mic, and one from this role. And they should ask their question all together so that they answer once.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Fatima Musa from Niger
Hello.
State.
Please jump all the protocols.
Okay.
Go straight to the question.
My question goes to the man from Ethiopia. From what you presented and from what is indicated on your lap, it has shown that you are highly knowledgeable in internet, or let's say computer-related things. How do we channel the energy of the youth that they use for cyber crime to develop our economy or to participate in policies? Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you. I am Conway Davidson from the Youth Anti-Corruption Society. My question goes to Honorable Ahmed. Now, talking about youth participation in politics, we all know that participation does not have to do with just right to vote, but also right to be voted for. Now, we've seen the Kogi State, whereby the His Excellency Yaya Bello did a lot of work by involving youth in this cabinet. Now, we want to know if there are special opportunities for the youth for them to be supported to get involved in politics in such a way that maybe a youth has an ambition. Is there a grant or something like programs that have been available at the states for them to get involved, to encourage them to participate and build their interest in Kogi State? Thank you.
Good afternoon.
Hello. Please, sorry. Please give me just 2 seconds. It seems the questions are not too clear to the discussants. Please, in brief, the first lady, the first woman that spoke, the first lady that spoke, please, in brief, just explain.
The man from Ethiopia, please. How do we channel the energy used by the youth in cyber crime to bring out a program that will help the youth to channel that same energy to politics for development? Thank you.
Then the next person.
Thank you. So, Honorable Ahmed, sir, I want to know if there are special programs and grants available for youth in Kogi State to encourage them to get involved in politics and pursue their political career if available.
It's got it. It's got it. Next, please.
Pass it on.
We are talking about reinventing youth participation in politics.
Your name, please.
My name is Bola from Albert Mandate Champions. The youths only come together, we all know, when they want to riot. And I want to put it to the House that we should find an avenue to make youth inclusive in economic and financial empowerment and start their politics from the grassroots, not only when they get to the presidency level, because we cannot do without the brains of the elderly ones. How will this organization ensure that from the grassroots, the last mile, the youths are adequately encouraged economically and financially to participate in politics?
Thank you very much. Bring back the mic. Mr. Gadisa, do you get the question clear now? All right. Please, you have 1 minute, 2 minutes.
Okay, thank you. I think we're all, the reason why we're here is to support our people and the leaders. And then I believe that, we have to issue this case. I'm not a professional person in this area, but that's why we have a government. That's why we have a leader. That's why we vote our leaders, the one who represents us. So you have to vote and then present the case to the government to invest in this area. And then that's why as a youth and as a young should involve in the politics, in the good governance, and then issue the case to the government, and then pressure the leaders and the government to invest in this area.
Thank you very much. Mr. Ahmed.
Thank you so much. I believe even in giving the time I've been marginalized. Probably the timing is based on the distance from our location to Abuja here. Kogi is just 211 kilometers to here. That's why I'm given little time. The gentleman from Ethiopia, about 3,400 kilometers, was even asked to speak more, that he has more time. The man from Gambia with 2,400 or 2,500 kilometers was even given extra time again. So now I have another opportunity. The question the gentleman asked was about opportunities in Kogi State in particular, if I understand the question, for you to participate in decision-making process. To begin with, although this platform is not for that, but as far as the governor of Kogi State is concerned, he is one of the field marshals and soldiers to ensure that 2023 delivers for our leader, Asiwaju Bola Tinubu. And being the youngest governor who became governor at 39 to almost 40, and you see me, if you see me very well, I'm a very young person. And I'm from Maiduguri, about 1,050 kilometers, and appointed special advisor in Kogi State. And we have a lot of young people like myself, all young people within the government. And government is not about just young people. It's about a mixture of the old, the young, and everybody. Asiwaju Bola Tinubu has made a lot of young people, has put them in different places, and now is the right time to give him the opportunity so that the training, the orientation, the empowerment he has given these young people, he would be in the front as the president to preside over these affairs as we support him at the back.
That's beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I think the third question does not go to anybody here. I think it goes to the organizers of this event, because I believe the objective of Bola Tinubu Support Organization is to reorientate youth on their role in politics. And I think one of the programs is why we are all here. There are other relative organizations who have similar objective or even more. So I think Nigerian youths are not occupying the backbench in ensuring that youth are properly oriented and organized in taking their fair share in political activities of this country. Before we go, Mr. Gadisa, in just 5 seconds, can you say hi or bye to these people tonight? All right. So, Mr. Gadisa, you've spoken very much well on good governance. And in Africa, we are faced with challenges of corruption and many other things. What do you think youths can do to change the narratives when given the opportunity of any level, of any leadership at all levels or at any level?
Thank you very much. Yeah, when it comes to corruption, it's the big problem for our continent, you know. And as a youth, what we should do is, like, you know, we have to invest in the leaders, you know, who are, like, you know, servant leaders, and who have a big dream and vision for his people and for his country. And then we have to invest in them, like, you know, for campaigns, and then for those, you know, candidates. And then when we look at them and think about this, the leaders for our country, and the youth, I think, should educate even the younger generation. Because if you come to my country and ask a little children about corruption, they will tell you how bad it is, and then, you know, what, you know, the leaders do. And I think we also, as a youth, not only participating in politics, and also we have to teach the younger generation how bad it is, and also, like, you know, invest in the leaders, for the candidates, and then we have to support them. And then how are we gonna support them? And we have to support the leaders and the candidates who are, you know, who want to work really strongly on anti-corruption. And then we have to educate the younger generation, our people, and then and also, like, educate ourselves and then the next generation also on corruption.
Thank you very much. Like Ms. Elia said, we have some questions online for those who are following the live streaming of this event across Nigeria, Africa, and the world over. Though this question, I don't see any questionnaires in there, but I think it goes to the young man from Kogi State. The question goes thus: if the flag bearer of APC chooses its running mate from the Northwest or any part of the North, as we are hearing in different quarters, what happened to the youths? The narration, because this running mate will most likely be a Muslim, as the flag bearer is. Why not look at a Christian minority in the North, who is also fairly younger than the flag bearer, for better balance and to capture the youth demography?
Thank you so much for this question. I believe we should get, gentlemen and ladies, This is 2023. We are talking about solutions. Let me throw this question to you, a rhetorical one, of course. Assuming you go to the hospital, maybe your wife will be delivered of a baby, and they take her into the theater room, probably with doctors and nurses. Will you stop them to say how many of these nurses and doctors are Christians and how many are Muslims? To begin with, this is beyond this. Let's think of number one, winning the election. And after winning the election, number two, delivering on the promises that His Excellency has made. We have to support this. We are lucky that the flag bearer of the APC is one of the most qualified people in this country to lead Nigeria. He has done it in Lagos, we have seen. He took over Lagos state with about 600 million revenue. Now Lagos is talking about 45-50 billion monthly, courtesy of his actions, his works. And now about this, it's not going to work. Although I've had some arguments also on another direction, not from me. I've had some arguments coming up that Asiwaju Bola Tinubu is a southern Christian, and that to some people would say he is a southern minority because in the south Christians are minority. Now if you come back to the Muslim majority north and you choose another another Christian minority from the north, you're combining minority in the political sense. It may not be you. We're talking about an election. We may be politically enlightened to choose people with quality, people who can deliver, but other people out there will still have a lot of work to do. Please do not narrow this to the argument of whether or not someone will be chosen either from the northeast, from the northwest, or Christian or Muslim. We are talking about winning election, and we will win election.
Thank you very much, Asbury. Please give him a round of applause, please. The invited guests, special guest of honor, and the delegates. We're having a very nice moment with these three gentlemen. I think, like my Kogi brother have just said, that I've been sentimental and I've using the distance of the discussant to give them time. May I just say, in just 30 seconds, the Gambian brother should say farewell to everybody on behalf of the three discussants.
Thank you so much. I want to thank you all for having us here, and then wish you a very peaceful election come 2023, and may His Excellency Bola Tinubu emerge victorious of 2023 elections. I wish you all the best, and thank you so much. It's a great opportunity to be here.
Thank you very much. On behalf of the special guest of honor, the invited guests, and the delegates, we say thank you, and thank you very much for the participant from my left, Mr. Godisa Berhan from Ethiopia. Please put your hands together for him. My brother from Kogi State, Ahmed Bolari. Bolori, you are welcome. Thank you very much for the time given to us, despite your tight schedule. I learned. And also my namesake, Mr. Ansumana B. Bajang from Gambia. You are welcome to Nigeria. Thank you very much. Picture photograph? Okay.
Please put your hands together for them. Put your hands together for them once again. I tell you, the social media is hot. For those of you who have access now, the followership is so high, and a lot of questions, a lot of interests all over the world. We've seen contributions from all over the world. Thank you so much. As we welcome our team, everybody wants to be associated with this program today. And we have all the way from the Kingdom of Morocco, Ahmed Benis Wichison, Wishong, Secretary General, Pan-African Youth Union. Is he around? Please come up here. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. They've traveled kilometers, spent money to be with us here today. and it's very fair, or it will be very unfair to them if we don't allow them say one or two words. Please, can you sit here? Thank you so much. We also like to invite, let me have this. And from the United States of America, Ambassador Georgie Frank. Put your hands together for him, please. For her. Okay. Ambassador Georgie Frank. Thank you for your time, coming all the way to be part of this event today. It's historical. Who is representing Julie here? I've told her someone's representing Julie. We'd like to welcome Julie Zecha Ogechi from Germany. Just stand up for recognition. Put your hands together for her, please. Thank you so much. Thank you for the journey. Thank you for coming. Quickly, can we get the name? We also like to welcome all the way from Japan, Risa-san. Can you please stand up for recognition? Put your hands together for her, please. You're most welcome. Thanks for the stress. They came in straight onto the hall here. Thank you so much for coming. You're most welcome. To moderate this, we have Nuruddin Busari, an entrepreneur, a publisher, and a member of Niger State BTSO. Please put hands together for him. We'll have ended it, but it won't be fair for someone to come all the way to be part of this program and we don't give them opportunity to express their friendship with Nigeria. So I'd like to take them for just 3 minutes each. We'd like to invite Comrade Bibi Sharif of the National Youth Council to be part of this panel. Put your hands together for him, please.
Shall we?
Yeah.
Good afternoon, everyone. Your Excellencies, Your Royal Highnesses, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. It looks like an odd seat here because when you have high caliber of intellectuals and you have very, very little time. But let's see how it goes. Ambassador Ahmed, I will still say Ambassador Ahmed, the Secretary General, Pan-African Youth Union. You're welcome. And Ambassador George Frank from the United States. You're welcome too. And Comrade Sharif, the son of the soil here. You're welcome too. We go straight to the task at hand. If our guests from outside the country will permit me, so that you can at least relax, I will start from home. Thank you. Comrade Sheriff, please. The tendency or the idea of reinventing youth participation, not only for electioneering process, but also for national development. And considering your vast experience as a Nigerian who has moved around, where do we start from?
Thank you so very much. It's actually my pleasure to be here at this program, and also for the opportunity given to me to be part of this discussion. And back to your question, I think this is where we are started, or this is where we're supposed to start. We need to see, as a young people, how we can sustain this kind of discussion and conversation among ourselves, believing in ourselves and believing in the cause of young people, in building a better country or a system that we all belong to. United Nations organization have actually rated Nigeria as one of the youthful nations because of the size of the young people population. If you look at the demography, of course, of about 250 million Nigerians, up to about 60% of them happens to be young people. Talking about over 120 million people. Over 120 million people is the size that is more than that of the population of Ghana, more than the population of South Africa, more than the population of the Kingdom. If the size of young people population in Nigeria are going to make the country, Nigerian population of young people is going to be the second most populous country in Africa and the sixth in the whole of the world. You can see it's a very large number. So this kind of population, of course, is a blessing. That was why you can see the advanced world mostly target Nigeria as their market, not because of anything, but because of the populations. Of course, if you have a product you want to sell, you need people that will pick the product. So population of its own is an advantage of Nigerian people. So now that we have a size of the population, we can not only be talking about how we can be in governance, we should be talking how we can be solution to all the problems that Nigeria is facing. So we've started, and I think we've started in a very good way. Now that we've started this conversation, let's see how we can sustain this conversation out of the hall. Let's take it to the market square. Let's take it to our chambers. Let's take it to Meshai place. Let's take it to where we can get Okada riders. Let's believe in the cause of young people. We don't just sit down and be criticizing who are actually the leaders. It is we that can make the leaders to do what is the bidding of our people, because they are there as leaders to us. We tell them what to do and we give them the direction. We don't just allow them to do what they want, no, what we want. So if we are organized and we are coordinated, we have the programs, we have a blueprint, we have a manifestos from which we are going to bring a leader. We should be able to have a machinery where we are going to guide you to follow strictly into that manifestation. So I think we've started in a very good way, and we should sustain it this way. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Please, a round of applause for him, please. Because if we look at it very well, we realize that when we talk about national development, when we even talk about election or electioneering process, we realize that it starts from discussion, intellectual discussion. You just don't go out there and win. You have to strategize, and intellectual discussions is part of strategy. I'll go straight to our ambassador from the United States, George Frank. Sorry for that intrusion. It is a global balance that youth are the leaders of tomorrow. And I think one of the countries that has exemplified this idea most in the recent history is United States of America. So if you are going to look at our youth, considering policy development, considering human rights development, all those things that come together to form a viable nation. What will be your assessment, and what are the things we should do more?
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, dignitaries seated here today. My assessment will be that of lately the youth, according to some articles I see online and every other place, what I want to say is that the youth needs to be given a platform. They need to be given that opportunity. There should be youth inclusion in governance. If we all want the country to move forward, and I always talk about that. I always make emphasis in that. There should be youth inclusion in governance, and then I think they should be. The youth should actually have they should clean themselves from within. And before we start talking about our politicians who are in office that haven't really done much for the country, but that change should start from within us. It should start from the youth and every other person. So we need that cleansing. We need to clean ourselves as individuals before we talk about ministries and government and every other arm. So we will not be sitting and saying, oh, it's this person's fault, it's that person's fault. How about you? What are you doing to change the narrative? What are you doing to change the situation of the country? You make yourself available. Let them know I am here and ready to serve. And that opportunity will be given to you. But when you don't make yourself available, how do you want them to see that you are there and you are ready to take up leadership? I want every youth to stand up on your feet to go get your voter's card, because without your voter's card, then we're going nowhere. You want that change? You sit back at home and you complain about the government? No. You need to get your PVC, because with that, we can make a difference. We can make a change. We can vote a leader we all deserve. We want that change. We need a better country, a better nation. And it cannot be like this. We need to stand up and take responsibilities. You need to be responsible for something. Don't sit back and complain, oh, bad government, bad this, bad that. What change, what difference are you making? What effort are you making to get that change? That's the most important thing, and that's what I see. I want the youth to be given that platform. I want youth inclusion in governance. I'll always advocate for that in my interviews and other press conferences I've been having, and I will have some more of that. The youth needs to be carried along. The youth needs to be carried along. I am going to repeat this. We have been sidelined, and we need to be carried along. We are going to vote a credible leader, a leader that loves the nation, a leader that loves the people, a leader that has every one of us at heart, not a leader who's self-centered and selfish. No, we don't want such persons. And that is why we are ready. The youth is coming out strong, We are ready come 2023 to make that difference, to vote a credible leader who have the nation at heart, who have the people at heart, who have the masses at heart, not a selfish leader that thinks only about himself and his family. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. That is straight from the heart, and really appreciated. We don't have time, so I will rush to our close door neighbor, Ambassador Ahmed. He's from Ghana. He's a social engineer from Ghana. And today I would have loved to start discussing about our jollofs. But we'll talk about our food later. Ambassador Ahmed, in Nigeria there is what we call the street, and for instance, only few percentage of the streets, those probably do not go to school or the likes, only a few percentage of the streets is here with us. And we also want to develop them, we want to carry them along in the issue of peaceful coexistence, the issue of sustainable development. So how do how does the gown handle the town? I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say. How do we here, represented, listening to your messages, how do we take it out there and fix the streets for the purpose of our goals?
Let me thank the organizers for having us today. I'm excited to join you, and I'm excited to be in Nigeria for 2 things. Nigeria is supposed to be the driving force of Africa's socio-economic progress and transformation. But Nigeria is not living up to the expectations on 2 scores. 1, politics, and 2 is the socio-cultural inconsistencies that we find ourselves in. Now, when the first panel was speaking, I heard questions that came and didn't border on the element of quality of leadership, competence, but bordered on religion and where one was from. That is the exact challenge that we have. And you just asked a question about the street. We all come from the street. But people are meant to influence the street in a particular respect. How are we influencing that street? And I just, today I don't want to get into technicalities and jargons. I want us to address the issues first as Africans. And I'll tell you something. That there was this hunter that picked the egg of an eagle from the bush, came to the house and kept the egg of that eagle under a brooding hen. When the eagle finally hatched, when the egg finally hatched, it hatched with other chicken. It fed like a chicken, it became a full-grown eagle. And every time he saw another eagle fly past, he would look at something that looks exactly like it, and he would run with the chicken. That eagle behaved like a chicken, ate like a chicken, and died like a chicken. That is the story of the super eagle of Nigeria if you don't change that story. Now, I'm talking about the psychological orientation of this country. That Nigeria is supposed to be that superpower in Africa. Nigeria is supposed to be that big brother in Africa. But if we are socialized not to fit within that context, we are going to be in disarray. And that is where the element of youth participation in politics comes in. That when young people do not contribute meaningfully and actively in determining the quality and caliber of leadership that the country would have, then we are going to have a situation whereby you have the numbers, you are supposed to be the China of Africa, you are supposed to be the big brother of Africa, but yet you would find so many Nigerians running away from Nigeria because everything is wrong with it. And so, for me as a young leader, the question about our socio-economic development and progress really would begin when we are assertive in terms of the caliber of leaders that we have within Nigeria. And so it rests with us, and most of the speakers said it. if young people do not actively engage in the electoral process, and I've always said this, people assume that actively participating in politics is wrong. You need to be a civil society person and be a critic. You need to be an activist out there. It doesn't necessarily work that way. Your civic responsibility includes your active engagement in political processes and influencing who becomes that appropriate leader for the country. And so the street would be influenced by, like you said, the supposed intellectuals and what information we put out there. But remember, the street itself has street sense. And that street sense is what shapes each and every one of us, because we all come from that environment. And so, for me, fundamentally, I think that there are two issues that we need to zero on. One is that young people themselves must begin to reassert their position in terms of the contributions that they make in deciding who leads the country. The second thing is the political consciousness. Are you just following the APC because you love the colors? Or are you following it because the leader comes from where you come from? Or are you following it because you understand the ideological underpinnings of who is leading that organization? These are things that we need to ask ourselves in very honest and candid ways. Either than that, we will be divided amongst ourselves, we will fight amongst ourselves, and the biggest beneficiaries of the power will not be in this room. Thank you.
Thank you very much. A round of applause, please. I will go straight to Comrade Sheriff. But Ambassador George, please, when it comes to you, you'll be talking about women participation in politics. Help us drive that home. We have a good number of women folk here, and we need them to know that they have to participate fully. Okay, Comrade Sheriff, there is this idea of peaceful coexistence dancing around ethno-religiosity. And in Nigeria, when anybody wants to divide us, just throw in religion, just throw in tribe, and everything is yam pepper scatter scatter. So, what is your view about Muslim ticket for the APC presidential candidate? For instance, because if you get to social media, it is a very hot issue. And if you look at it very well, North Central forms, if the Christian population in North Central is higher, can't we have anybody from there? Well, generally, what's your view?
Thank you so very much for this question once again. I think my brother, His Excellency, actually tried to dwell on that when he was making his presentation. But then what I want to draw attention first is to actually see ourselves as Nigerian first. Beyond religion, beyond tribe, beyond race. First thing is I am a Nigerian, if I narrow it down to Nigerian perspective. And just like the example you've cited, if there are issues at hand, it doesn't actually reflect your religion or your race or your tribe. It reflects you as a person. When there is bad governance, all of us feel the bad governance. For instance, there is insecurity now. When they are coming to attack, they hardly separate between this religion before they do that. It means if it's bad governance, everybody feels the hate. And if the governance is good, everybody is enjoying it. Nobody cares his religion. So for me as a person, I see religion as something that should not be given so much emphasis in selecting a good leader. What is of important is, of course, his personality, his capability, his competency, and in fact, the mechanism we've actually laid on to establish these things that are there. Looking at Nigerian perspective now, yes, there are discussions, there are arguments on having a flag bearer, maybe because of the size of the religion of that we have, both Christianity and Islam. Of course, all their sizes are sizable, and of course we cannot underlead that. And there is also this feeling of sense of belonging that if somebody that we have the same religion as him is a government, the faith believes that of course we are having a representation in there. And politics is about issue of actually massaging the echoes of the other population. It's about seeing to win election. No matter your thinking, no matter your programs, no matter your policies and manifesto, for as long as you are not in there, you will not be able to bring it to bear. So the first arrangement is, how do I get there before I can even bring manifestos to bear? Now that we find ourselves in this situation, we already have the major political parties that are filed in candidates. So the next consideration now, that whether, for instance, the APC and the PDF and other parties that we've had, they've already filed in candidates. So now what comes next is, who is now going to be the deputy or the vice, as the case of state or the national? It shouldn't come from the angle that, of course, it must be a person of this religion. Yes, we cannot take away completely the fact that we will also have to consider a particular situation because of the number of people they are bringing to support the aspiration. Of course, in North Central, for instance, North Central, for all the time we've been in, their contribution to the opposition party has been very elaborate. For instance, when Buhari was contesting, even the first time in 2023, 2027, North Central has been given the vote to that particular. So for the purpose of reward system, there's nothing wrong in considering that. Okay, if we now consider North Central, we have this number of states in North Central. Okay, who wants to make it easier because the governor that is there have a structure that we can easily ride on. Okay, now shouldn't be the religion that we are looking at. If we are picking a governor, for instance, from the North Central or from Northern Nigeria, who is that governor that in his own state, these are his level of achievement in terms of education, in terms of infrastructure, in terms of health facilities, and what have you, before looking at his own religion. This is my own point of view. For instance, if you are saying, okay, let's take the vice president now to the northern Nigeria. Of course, northern Nigeria has been, we have the northwest, we have the northeast, we have the north central. Of course, argument will also come because in those times there are somebody from the north central, or the sitting president now come from northwest. So by virtue of fairness, it should shift to others, either the northeast or the north central. By fairness, if you go to northwest now, also there are times they've had vice president. Namadi Sambo, of course, were in PDP. They had, of course, in northeast, Atiku Abubakar that also came. So you now begin to look at all this, and you cannot completely do it with them in politics. All other segment has to be considered. So if you leave me with my own view, I'll tell you, even if you are taking it to northern Nigeria, I think North Central should have been best considered. If you consider North Central, of course, we'll now look at the governors on the central. I don't want us to start looking at religion. Okay, let's have the governors on the central. Who among them, if you go to a state, we can be able to have convincing indices that he has done very well. For instance, you have Kogi, you have Niger, you have Plateau. Yes, they have done fairly well. If we're talking about youth participation, youth inclusion, and youth empowerment, Kogi State Governor, you can't take that from him. I'm not from Kogi, but he has done very well. Honestly, he has given the young people a sense of belonging. So let's look at them, forget about the religion. Let's have a criteria to which we can consider. If you cannot pick Governor of Plateau State, maybe because of what he has done, not because of a Christian, he was able to stabilize the polity there. There has been relative peace in Plateau. He has done this, he has done that. Okay, bring Niger. What has it done in education? What has it done in youth empowerment? What has it done in human participation? Let's bring these parameters and measure it so that we can pick one of them beyond his religion and beyond his tribe. So it should be issue-based discussion, not on tribe, not on religion. Now that they've already served, so we can easily go back to record and see what they've done. We can see their competency, we can see their tolerance to other religion, we can see their level of credibility. Of course, that will make it easier for us to pick them. Thank you so very much.
Yeah, that's also straight from the heart. And we are doing this second round. After that, we are doing this second round of questioning. After that, we'll come back to the public, to the general audience, then we'll round off. So, Ambassador George. Yes. Sorry. Political parties just want to win elections. And it is the same thing all over the world. Then we also want to win this election, the forthcoming election. Help us talk to our women, how they will participate.
I think this has gone beyond any political party to start with. It has to do with an individual mindset. What is your motive to wanting to become the president of Nigeria? Do you really care about the people? Do you really want to create that change everybody is craving for, everyone is looking forward to? We are tired of the current situation. We want Nigeria to change. That's the truth. There are insecurities and so many other things going on that shouldn't be. Nigeria is a beautiful place, and we have a God-given natural resources and so many other things that we have that other nations are coming to the country for. Everyone wants to be in Nigeria. Everybody wants to visit Nigeria. But what is Nigeria? The question is Nigeria secured enough? What is the government doing pertaining the current insecurity we have in the nation? Of lately, I saw in the news some people were attacked in the church. They were killed. Should it be that way? No. We should look beyond ethnicity, tribe, and religion. Let us live as one. We need peace to move this country forward. That's the truth. Let's tell ourselves the truth. We need peace to move this country forward. I want us to get to that situation whereby you see your neighbor as your brother, not minding what religion or what ethnicity, where he comes from, not minding where tribe he is. But you see that person as your brother, as long as you're Nigerian. Let us see ourselves as one. Let us love ourselves. Let us unite. That is the only way we can move forward and grow stronger as a nation. We need to unite. We need to come together. And let's have one voice. Because united we stand and divided we fall. There's a saying that goes that way. So women in particular, I want to talk to the women to come out strong and vote for a credible leader that you think can get us to that promised land, to that place we all desire to be in. That Nigeria we want to have tourists coming in. We want to see people come to Nigeria and be happy they visited. They came here. Just like me. I have sometimes some people, some of my friends and other persons, they say, oh, you're in Nigeria. Why don't you go back to America? No, I am not going nowhere. Because Nigeria is my fatherland. So I'm here to make that difference. And let's make change. Let's make it happen. Together we can. Together we can. Not single-handed, not just one person. But if we all come together in one voice, then I think we will achieve that change. Eventually, it's not just going to happen overnight. That change we're looking for, that change we so desire will not happen overnight, but it's gradually. It's a gradual process, but eventually we're going to get there. It's not going to be now, it's not going to happen like now, but gradually we will get there if we unite in one voice, if we come together. So I want to talk to the women. If you are a woman in this arena here, seated here today, and you don't have your voter's card, your PVC, then please go get one. Because with that voter's card, we can vote for a credible leader. We can vote for that change we want to see. But without your voter's card, you cannot make that. You don't have that power, you know? Because the PVC, when you have your PVC, you've got power. We the masses, we as a nation, we have power, not our leaders, because they need our votes. But we will vote for a credible leader, someone that has this different mindset, somebody that really wants to save Nigeria from where it's already been. I want all of us to think, reflect on what is going on around you. I want everybody to think, especially the women, what change do you desire? What change do you want to see? I want us not to vote for just party, but let's vote for somebody who we think can take us to their promised land. Let us not look at party, religion, or tribe. Any person who is capable, that leader that we think can take us to the promised land, we will vote for that person. All our vote. Like I said earlier, the youth is coming out strong, I tell you. We might disappoint you at the end of the day. You might be shocked with what you're going to see. The youth is coming out strong. The youth
is not lazy, you know? The youths are coming out strong. We want to make a difference. We want to be better people. We want that change we so desire as a nation. We're going nowhere. I'm going nowhere. And I told them, I told my friend, I said, I'm not going anywhere. I am going to be in Nigeria here. We will come together to make that change we so desire. And I asked this question. If everybody run out of Nigeria, because I see everybody wants to travel outside the country. You want to go out of Nigeria? Oh, Nigeria is falling apart. You can make that change. You can fix it. You can make the change. With your contribution and my contribution, with everyone's contribution sitting here, we can achieve that change we so desire. We can achieve it. If we put our heart and mind to it, we can achieve it. We will not accept that there's this normal phrase, oh yeah, the youth cannot be used for thuggery and election violence and snatching of ballot boxes. No, we're not going to be used this time. Not anymore. Yes. The youth are fully aware. And we're still coming up with some programs too to enlighten the youth. To enlighten the youth against all of those things. So that Nigeria can be a better place for all of us. All of us. I love Nigeria. Nigeria is my country. In as much as I'm Nigerian American, but Nigeria is my home. I'm not going anywhere. We're going to stay here and fix that problem. And I told that person, we're going nowhere. We will stay here and make the change and fix the problem. If everybody runs, who's going to fix the problem in Nigeria? Who's going to solve the problem? If everybody's taking off, I'm taking off. I'm going here. I'm going to Canada. I'm going to Germany. I'm going to Dubai, wherever you want to be going to. Who is going to fix the problem if everybody run away? No, it shouldn't be like that. No.
Thank you.
Enough is enough. So the women, please get your voters cards. That's what I'm going to say. And let's make the difference. We need change. That change we so desire. Passionately, I would say. Yes. And the youth should be given that platform too.
Thank you.
There should be youth inclusion in governance, like I always say. Thank you so much. Thank you. Here.
Thank you. I think we picked that. Briefly, Ambassador Ahmed, November this year you did like a year in office. By then, what part of your achievement do you want Nigerian youth to have keyed into? Practically now.
So actually, I'm just 4 months old in office, but really, I don't think it's about the duration, how long they've been in office. It's about us as Africans. And when I say this, I say this identifying with Nigeria, because when we step out there as Africans, whether in the United States or in Canada or even within the continent, Nigerians are making Africa proud in terms of the sense of ingenuity, in terms of their dynamism, in terms of how they drive processes. Now the question that we ask ourselves is, why are Nigerians very efficient, very productive, bringing about change when they step outside the shores of Nigeria, but when they stay back home, it becomes a different story? Now, and that story is not necessarily negative. We see very fantastic young Nigerians making a change right here in Nigeria. But again, it comes down to the policy mechanisms and what the mindset of the politicians would be moving forward. And I think that that's what we young people must be extremely interested in, because the climate that we need to develop businesses, the climate that we need as Nigerians to take advantage of the Africa Continental Free Trade Area is anchored on the mindset of who leads Nigeria. And so for me, as a young leader, I want to see a Nigeria that can reassert its position within the continent. And I want to see a Nigeria that produces a leader that can drive prosperity on the continent. And I'll tell you why. As of 12th of June, the population of Africa stood at 1.4 billion people. We have the Africa Continental Free Trade Area, the headquarters is in Ghana, which is meant to create that 1.4 billion market for Africans. The single largest. We know that some of the greatest entrepreneurs that we have on the continent are Nigerian. The question we should be asking ourselves is, after 2023, what kind of political climate and policy framework would be in place to allow you to break into that continental free trade market? That's what I would want to see beyond the elections. The second thing that I would want to see is a concerted effort by young Nigerians to say, look, we want to be part of the governance process of this country. We want to be part of making the critical decisions. And that critical decision will start with the choice of who leads you. And that decision should not be anchored on what the fellow speaks, what the fellow worships, and so on and so forth. And I'll ask a candid question. If I picked people from this room and I asked them, do you want to go to Bangladesh or Indonesia, or you want to go to the United States of America? I'm sure most would say I want to go to America. Is America built on the principles of who is Muslim or who is Christian? It's about institutions. And institutions are built on the basis of the mindset, the psyche of the political class. And so, I would encourage young Nigerians, and this is what I want to see, that in the choice of who leads, you need to pick His Excellency Bola Tinubu and put him on the bench, evaluate him from when he got into politics, measure him on the basis of competence, character, and credibility. And by so doing, you then come to the realization that what Nigeria needs is a leader with drive. And I believe that once we can zero down on this, somebody mentioned the element of corruption. This is something that we need to use as a yardstick to evaluate who leads us. If you had a leader that stole all the money from the coffers when he was in charge, the question is with you. Do you want a repetition? Do you want to go beyond that? Do you want a leader that has what it takes to restructure the Nigerian system? And for me, when we are able to answer these questions and make the decisions on this basis, I'm confident that the Super Eagle will fly very high. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Back to the audience. One question, one from the gallery. If there is anyone from those outside, it will be accepted. I will leave my Oga here to take the decision.
Good afternoon, all. My question is not even a question, it's a challenge to the first speaker. With the participation of women in politics, you keep on thinking of how to zone the VP seat at either the northeast or the north central. What about the women in politics? Can't we have the VP from the women's side? Pick a woman as a VP? I'm a grassroots politician. I started from councillorship and I based in Kano State. I challenge all the time that women should be given that priority. Let's have this women participation in politics. Give them their right. We deserve to have a woman. We have the capable woman to lead this country as the VP. So I think I don't agree with you people saying this seat should go to this zone or the other zone. no matter where the zone will come from. I believe you people should think that the women give the highest vote when it comes to election day. We have the patience to stay in the field. We have the patience to even vote the right candidate. But when it comes to position, we are sidelined. We don't even give women a chance to contest. We don't even give women the chance to contest, especially in the north. We don't have women representatives either in the rep as much as possible, especially in the House of Assembly in our various states. I remain Honorable Halima Suleiman from Kano State.
Good afternoon, everyone. All particles duly observed. My question is to you, sir, from African Union. My name is Mariam Ahmed Haman, member ECOWAS Youth Assembly. Sir, I don't know what programs do you have for our youth within West Africa. In fact, those ones that are not educated, because they constitute the larger population. We are talking of those living in the slums, the grassroots, and the rural areas. All they feel, when you question them in the grassroots, all they will say is that we are not being carried along. The population of youth here and women we have here are only those ones that are educated, that have access to the social media. In your capacity as our new president, what can you contribute, or even this congregation that we are celebrating today contribute to the population of the poor masses that would like to benefit? Thank you.
So I'm excited that you are able to single us out and then ask us what exactly is it that we are doing. But I think there are two issues that I would come to again. So for us on the continental platform, what we do is first setting up a blueprint for countries to domesticate them. Now, that again comes back to the decisions that you make as Nigerians. That when we have the blueprints, and I just gave you an example of a blueprint, the Africa Continental Free Trade Area, the competence and ability of your leader, the understanding and appreciation of how domesticating these frameworks will bring prosperity to the ordinary Nigerian is extremely important in this equation. The reason is, I'm Ghanaian and I'm sitting there as the Secretary General. I do not have jurisdiction over the management of resources in Nigeria, but I can provide technical advice to the leadership of Nigeria relative to what development models would work for you as a young person. The question then is, will the president of your country be interested in building a cathedral or a mosque other than completing the library? These are decisions that are political. Now, the second dimension is us joining you to amplify your voices, unpacking the policies and scaling up on whatever development policies that exist. And when I say this, amplifying your voice, you just asked a very important question. When I step out, it's one of the very candid questions that we'll put before your minister, before your president, when we get to meet him at the heads of this meeting. But when it comes to a real domestication and operationalization, it will all be dependent on your choice of a leader. So when your leader that you choose prioritizes other things other than youth development, then it becomes problematic. Okay. And that's why, again, I would say in conclusion that Nigerian youth should begin to demand from today their representation even before President Tinubu becomes president in 2023.
Thank you very much.
If he doesn't make those promises, if he doesn't agree with you as to what quota of young people will be on his cabinet, as to what kind of policy that he's going to put in place that will create jobs and create prosperity for young Nigerians, he's not going to do that after 2023. You'll be too busy as president. So you need to begin to hold him now to say, Excellency, we know you will be president after 2023. What is it on the table for us as young people?
As youth.
These are the serious questions that we need to ask.
Thank you. Yeah, we have the last 1 minute. I will share it 30 seconds. Comrade Sharif will respond to what our comrade activist from Kano State, just 30 seconds. And Ambassador George Frank will also round off in 30 seconds. Just your last thought in 30 seconds. Please, let's be strict with time.
Thank you so very much. I would like to respond to her in a form of challenge too. Just like the way she challenged us, I would also like to challenge her too. Youth and women in Nigeria share the same fate. We are blessed with populations. We are the one that endure anytime electioneering comes. We are the one that you see on the queue doing the voting, protecting the ballot paper, and even accompanying the ballot boxes, of course, to the point of sorting and counting. But when it comes to taking people that will do decision making, which always seems to be at the back. I will want to refer, I think in 2009 or thereabout, there was a female aspirant that contested under PDP. You could remember Sarah. This is Sarah Jupe. If you can remember very well, I think she got only one vote, that is to vote for herself. And we have a reasonable number of women that are delegated in that election. That is to say, the women who doesn't believe in the cause of a woman. It is something with the young people. So if women and the youth can organize themselves, believe in their cause, they have the strength, they have the agility, they of course have what it takes to bring who becomes a leader. So let's go back and educate our young people, and the young people, we should go back and educate the female folks. We should believe in ourselves. We have been given consideration for women. Anytime there were this thing for nomination, theirs happens to be halfway of that of male, and yet again they will not come and participate. So let's go out, talk to ourselves, encourage them, motivate them, and support them to be one. Thank you so very much.
Moderator, just a second to disagree with my brother here. I think there's one thing that we need to understand, that the women in leadership is not about them. It's about the systematic marginalization of women led by us, the men. We shouldn't shift that to women. We must lead that process. Because when you have your sister and she's spending all the time washing your things, cooking and cleaning the house chores when you are playing football, that is the beginning of the systematic marginalization and exclusion. And so that must not be the responsibility of women to determine that. And I agree with her. Nigeria has got some very competent women. There's a woman, Nigerian woman, that is WTO boss. She's more competent than majority of the men in Nigeria. She has what it takes to lead this country. So we must take that decision as men to say we are empowering them, we are creating space for them, and we are not necessarily throwing them to the dogs. Thank you.
Leadership are not giving, it's always taking, so they have to come and take it.
Ambassador George, 20 seconds. They've used
Ambassador Jody, not George. Jody. Jody Frank here.
Jody
Ambassador
Frank.
Jody Frank, yeah. So I want to contribute to the Honorable from Kano State, the woman who talked previously, earlier. Women should be given that platform. Also, they should be given the opportunity to leadership to serve the country. Because you see, during election, women's vote is like the highest. Sometimes you see a lot of votes coming out from women, not just the men's vote alone. So I think when we could deliver any presidential aspirant that we want to deliver, if the women come together like we always do.
Okay.
So the women should be given the platform to leadership. They should be carried along. Segregation. I don't put the women down. Don't tell them you are a woman, you should be in the kitchen or wherever you should be cooking and all. No, the women, if you have the capacity, then we should be supported. If you have what it takes, you're qualified, then you should be given that opportunity. You should be given that position without any sentiment, you know. without saying, or without age or gender or whatever it is people put for, you know, to see it as a, you know, as an avenue to say, okay, because of this person's gender, because of this person's age, you know, you're too young to run. And I like what the president did. This initiative, not too young to run. So no matter how old you are, as long as you have what it takes, you can take up the role of leadership. Yes? And then every other person should support. We need to have mentors. We need to have those people in our political parties supporting the youths, supporting the younger ones to come up.
Thank you so much. Please put your hands up for her.
That's it.
She's so passionate about what she's saying.
Of course.
You're going to be the first female president of Nigeria. You are still in Nigeria. No matter where you go to, home is home. Thank you.
Sorry, one more thing. The women.
No, that's full stop, not comma. It was not a comma. It was a full stop.
Oh, no.
Thank you. Put your hands together for her, please.
So we have people like the women who take up offices, you know, like in Finland we had a 27-year-old minister, 27, 31, 32, as young as that. So the Nigerian women should be given that platform. It doesn't matter how old you are or whether you're women, your gender, or whatever, you know, what have you, shouldn't be, you know. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. So, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellencies and Royal Highnesses, we thank you for your attention, for listening to us. Thank you very much.
Please put your hands together for them. Put your hands together for them. A group photograph. I just pictured a lady presenting a State of the Nation address as a president. To take her 2 days. Yeah, there was reflection on the response of our principal to the youths. I think the coordinator can say something about that. Yeah. After that, we're going to take our remarks from the Governors Forum, and then our chairman will deliver his address. I'd like to thank you, sir, for your patience. It has been very, very stressful. Thank you.
Okay, good afternoon once again. I want to make a comment in response to what my brother from Ghana said, that before you vote the leader, you ask the leader what's the plan for the youth. I want to tell this house categorically that we are in discussion with our principal on youth inclusive in his government, and we suggest a social contract between him and Nigerian youths. And he assured us that as the first Nigerian president, he will be the first to sign social contract with Nigerian youths and agree to include 40% of Nigerian youths in his government. We asked for 70%, and he said he wants us to start with 40%, so that by the time he's exiting after his tenure, by then he'll have mentored us to assume leadership. So we are, of course, and by special grace of God, it's not something we put our lives on. It's something he has agreed on, and God willing, Asiwaju's government will be 40% youth inclusiveness. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Youth and women inclusiveness. Once we speak about the youth, we are talking about the youth and the women. Women are part of us.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Please, this is the first edition of the Youth Summit. If we allow ourselves, we'll be here for 2 days. It has been so exciting. We now like to take a goodwill message, a comment from the chairman of the Northern Governors Forum, the Executive Governor of Plateau State, Barrister Simon Lalong, who is ably represented by the Honorable Commissioner for Agric, after which we're going to have the goodwill message and remarks from the chairman, who is ably represented by His Excellency, the former Governor of Zamfara State. Your Excellency, sir. Put your hands together for him, please.
Excellencies, the Chairman of the occasion, the representative of Governor of Kogi State, ladies and gentlemen, for want of time, permit me to lean on the already established protocol. His Excellency Barrister Simon Bakula Long, the Governor of Plateau State, and the Chairman of the Northern Governors Forum, have asked me to stand in for him today. He actually wished to be here, but for the exigency of office, specifically he is already holding a meeting of the Northern Governors Forum with the Minister of Agriculture. That is the reason why he has asked me to stand in for him. He has asked me to appreciate the organizers of this occasion, which is the support for Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, that this particular platform is part of the mobilization strategy of the youth to support the party APC. We appreciate that. I also said he's actually honored to be invited. This particular platform, our summit, he said it is to create awareness, to sensitize ourselves, most especially the youth, towards supporting the party APC. He equally asked me to appreciate all the youths of APC for doing a great job, most especially in galvanizing the party for the past 7 years. And he says he appreciates your role dearly. He's calling on the youth in the APC to continue to do the needful, taking advantage of what you know to do best, most especially in taking advantage of social media in order to propagate the party, to propagate the aspirants, the flag bearers, most especially our dear father, the flag bearer for the presidential race. He equally said we should replicate the same for other positions of the party to ensure that APC wins it all across. We say in our own effort to do that, he singled out the presidential flag bearer as a leader of the party who has demonstrated capacity to lead Nigeria when he was the senator and when he was also the governor in Lagos State. And because he has paid his dues, he has developed, he is a developer, he is a builder, he has met men and women in Nigeria. And so he has demonstrated a capacity that we need to support him. But he has also asked me to caution our youth while we are doing our campaigning. We should be careful not to use abusive words. We should also make sure we restrain ourselves from character assassination and hate speeches. He encouraged us to be united in this particular front to ensure that APC win come 2023. On this note, I want to say that the governor of Plateau State, who is passionate about agriculture, on the lighter note, perhaps he has asked me to represent him because of the role he has played in agriculture in developing and advancing the cause of agriculture in Plateau State. And he's also saying this, that agriculture still remains the biggest sector in Nigeria that can accommodate youth as long as the issue of unemployment is concerned. And that as long as political parties are also concerned, APC remains the best party that has actually supported agriculture in Nigeria. And that's to say that by the time you vote APC, you are voting for a government that will create job opportunities for the teeming youth of Nigeria. On this note, I wish us all the best in the summit. Once more, God bless us all.
is that applause for me or for the chairman of the Northern States Governors Forum? Thank you so much. Our very distinguished guests, we are here today at the instance of activities that will culminate at your participation and final election of your principal, the Jagaban, as the President of the Federal Nigeria, a man of all seasons, a colossus and an enigma, a true Nigerian who does not care or believe in where you come from or your religion. For the Jagaban, his tribe is humanity. His religion is fairness to all. A leader whose awesome humility has been a very strong influence on those who have him as their source of inspiration and a role model. And you agree with me that they are all in millions, and some of them are here with us today. Let us welcome the 12th Governor of Lagos State, a former distinguished senator, a Lagosian by birth, but a Nigerite from Niger State by tradition, as the Jagaban of Gobro Kingdom in Niger State. And today, the presidential flag bearer of the All Progressive Congress, His Excellency Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, who is ably represented here this afternoon by none other than a man of distinction, a former governor of Zamfara State, His Excellency Mahmoud Aliu Shinkafi. Could you please put hands together for him and appreciate him? He has been here for the past 5 hours.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وصلى الله على النبي الكريم. Your Excellency, the Governor of Plateau State, heavily represented by his Commissioner of Agriculture, the representative of Kogi State Governor, the organizers, especially the main host, Dr. Abdullah Abubakar Keso, panelists, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, and the press. Good afternoon. Having carefully listened right from the beginning up to this moment of the summit, the youth summit, it is very important and well organized and well done. It is all about the youth in Nigeria, about the youth participation in politics and the peaceful coexistence and the sustainable development. So you can see, having carefully listened to all that have been said here, really the Nigerian youth have been sensitized politically. All the shortcomings and what we are expecting the position of youth should be in the polity of Nigeria in respect to political and economic development have been discussed. And when we mention the youth, many speakers refer to youth and the women. So we say youth is encompasses that. So the presidency of His Excellency Bola Tinubu is going to do a lot for the youth in Nigeria. Nigeria is the largest economy in Africa. So we got that greatness in the last 10 years. And it was the result of communication sector of the economy. That is where we got to become the largest economy in Africa. That was when we beat South Africa. We are the largest economy, but we have a problem of immense youth unemployment. So what is the answer? The answer is the presidency of Bola Tinubu. How is the President Bola Tinubu going to do it? He is going to make the real sector of the economy performs. The real sector of the economy that is not performing in Nigeria is agriculture and manufacturing. The presidency of Bola Tinubu will first of all make agriculture perform. That is the best real sector of the economy in Nigeria. And you have all the sectors to make it perform. If you look at all the 774 local governments need little capital injection to make agriculture performs as a sector of agriculture. So you can see agriculture is the largest employer of labor. And in all the states and the local government, if you put little injection, as mentioned just now by the Commissioner of Agriculture and Plateau States, all the APC governors have a good passion in agriculture. So if you take agriculture and inject little capital in all the 774 local governments, you look or you pick a crop that local government or states have comparative economic advantage, it is going to be successful. And it will employ and engage many youth in that local government. So if you engage all the youths in the local government, 774 local government, definitely many youth will be engaged economically. And the second one is about manufacturing. If you put little value, to add value to our produce in agriculture, that is another area of picking another sector of the real sector of the economy. If to perform it, definitely by putting little value to our agricultural produce, many of our youth are going to be gainfully employed. Even the professional, if you can be a lawyer, engineer, or any profession that you are not employed, agriculture and manufacturing can gainfully employ you. So the presidency of Bola Tinubu, God willing, is going to make some real sectors of the economy that are not performing in Nigeria perform. And by so doing, many youth will be gainfully employed. And Nigeria definitely will take its position of the big brother of Africa. Many of our neighboring countries will come to Africa to get employment, let alone a Nigerian youth not getting employment. And the first one I started in economy because it's the real area where we are having problems in Nigeria. So in politics, as all the discussants mentioned here, is about enlightening the youth to be always sensitive about their importance in politics. We have a very big number of youth, and many of them, they don't care to have a PBC. And a big number of population without PBC it's not useful. I don't want to say it's useless, but it's not useful. So it's better also used by this many mention. They are sensitized to use the PBC during election to elect the leaders that have performed before, and they are capable of performing it next time, like our presidential candidate of our great party, APC, Senator Ahmed Bola Tinubu. What I mention now is a little of his manifesto, which he can easily go to implement immediately he becomes a president of this country. Thank you very much for coming, and this is a very, very successful summit. I congratulate the organizers of this summit. We pray for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give a very successful election, and His Excellency Ahmed Bola Tinubu becoming the president. When I mentioned about the security, we didn't mention it so much, but as I mentioned, you can see when you break development of Nigeria into 774 local governments. Our local government are not performing now, but President Ahmed Bola Tinubu will make the local government performs. If we break development into 774 local governments, you make the real sector of the economy performing, you direct the youth to be engaged in agriculture and manufacturing. I'm telling you, those people are enemies that are employing our youth into bandits will not have any use to engage. And in Nigeria, God willing, will be a very, very peaceful country for development. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Can we please rise and welcome him? Please stand up, give him a standing ovation. Put your hands together for him once again. Like mind of our chairman, thank you so much. He's been here for the past 6 hours. Thank you. Our program will now take off proper now. Please remain seated as we invite ASG Sadiq all the way from Kano. ASG Sadiq all the way from Kano. ASG Sadiq all the way from Kano. Is Dangwari there? Sound? Dangwari? Okay, come up here.
Peta gwagwa, peta sakongwe zaza. Ayaye gwagwa ilelo ate kwelo. Me kana doka na zaka baza gari sai wayanka ya cika. Yalla jama'a mu tafama. Tsohon gwamnan mu da yayi magana ya fita yanzu. Saboda baba yayi magana ya bayyana mana komai akan shugaban kasan Bola Tinubu Najeriya duk abin da kagan an mallaka a Najeriya noma ne. Arzikin Najeriya yana kasa. Madam kagan ko mata yi ko mace daki namiji da wuya mata da shan dadi. Mata dalla ku tafa makanku. Duka gwamna da shugaban kasa da ɗan majalisa da kagan hankali ya kwanta ina ma talaka aiki talaka na jin daɗi a lokacin kwanciyar hankali ya muke zama ba wani ofis da za ka gan ana sainin hankali na kwanciya in gida mata sun kwantar da hankali to ofis zai yi kyau ba ba ka ba to ya kamata kuma a kafa maku shugabannin mata a ce kowane ofis na sani mata suna shiga suna aiki amma yadda shugabancin Najeriya Bola Ahmed Tinubu zai jawo maza da mata yara da manya da tsofaffi da dattijai ba wani abu da za a yi a Najeriya ba mace ba namiji ba yaro ba babba ba tsoho ba matasa dama Najeriya idan ka kasa ta kashi 10 kashi 7 matasa ne ko ba haka ba don haka Najeriya in Allah ya kai mu 2023 shugaban kasan mu Bola Ahmed Tinubu bai bar babba ba bai bar yaro ba bai bar dattijo ba bai bar matasa ba bare kuma mata saboda mata su ne kwanciyar hankalin zaman kasa idan hankalin su ya kwanta to hankalin kowa ma ya kwanta Allah ya kai mu 2023 magana da an yi guda biyu magana na farko ƙuri'anka yancinka katin zabe da muna ta kuka a fito a yi katin zabe har yanzu ba mu yi katin zabe ba ana nan ana bin layi amma roƙon da yana yi ma shugabanninmu da wanda kuma suna da ikon fada a ji Allah wannan kwamfutoci da yana yi katin zabe zaka ta da mutum 3,000 a kwamfuta daya ana ruwa ana iska layi ya yi yawa da yaushe ne za a gama kafin lokaci Allah ba lokaci a yi kokari a kara ma talakawa wannan kwamfutoci da ana kafcin na katin zabe saboda a yi kowa yi mallake nashi ka rike naka hannunka ka dangula inda ya kamata na gode.
Thank you so much. Thank you. A veteran. Thank you. Dangwari. ASG Sadiq.
Support organization a Sokoto. Tinubu, hey. Aniya ita ce aka wata gaya. Mu dauta gabanin za mu ji daɗi shi zai gyara ƙasa.
Tsira har da aminci.
Mu zaɓin
Matukar girma ne har da karamci.
shi zai gyara ƙasa.
Kasar annabi ne muka san yanci.
Mu zaɓin
Aliyu da Asabu ka sa 'ya'yansa da mata.
Support organization.
Thank you. Please, an announcement. All BTSO state coordinators are to remain behind for a brief meeting with the BTSO authority immediately after this program. Only the state coordinators are to attend the meeting. Signed, Chief Philip Dona Ozevehe, Forum Leader. Is that okay? Now, if you answer me again, but on the job, Abi. Answer me now. Oh, thank you. Sound.
Hey! What's happening now? What's happening?
Bola Tinubu support organization BTSO was established as an NGO in 2019 when the need to preserve and promote the strong socio-political ideologies of Asiwaju Bola Tinubu became necessary in a country where there are incessant, increasing challenges that continue to threaten our collective existence. Leadership of BTSO is a well-structured national and continental executive of young persons under the stellar leadership of Dr. Abubakar Kuso as national coordinator, Dr. Adegboyega Bamisile as Director of Planning, Research and Strategy and other functionaries. BTSO has been at the helm of myriad programs and projects towards promoting the good antecedents of Asiwaju Bola Tinubu while fostering developmental strides to achieving better economic and social political equilibrium. Part of what prompted the conviction of this group of young Nigerians was that Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, with his formidable political network, antecedents of excellence in leadership, propensity for deal-making and substantial personal wealth of experience in political machinations places him ahead of over many other contenders who may be contemplating seeking the presidency of Nigeria come 2023. What made our activities news for the major newspaper headlines was that BTSO, being a northern social-political group, was clamoring for a southern presidency and has snowballed into a formidable national and pan-African political structure based on the vintage ideals of Asiwaju Bola Tinubu. After having a series of consultations with the northern emirs, participants of the ruling All Progressive Congress, an elder statement from northern Nigeria asking essentials that they appeal to Asiwaju Bola Tinubu to run for presidency in 2023 as per granting the yearnings of young Nigerians. BTSO started out with the symposiums, rolling out empowerment schemes and other developmental activities that would directly impact the lives of the grassroots as a mark of respect to their default contributions to our democracy and consistency in keeping the party at the helm of affairs in Nigeria. BTSO distributed 5,000 JAM forms to children of have-nots across the 6 geopolitical zones in Nigeria, sponsored 50 students to study abroad under Bola Tinubu Education Support Program. 100 primary and nursery school pupils are under Bola Tinubu Education Support Program, enjoying scholarship, gave out vocational tools for trades to number of traders in Kano with a stipend for trade expansion, empowered 100 market women with a sum of 10,000 to start a business in Kano, distributed 5,000 bags of rice during COVID-19 pandemic across the country, also gave a brand new experience to a lady in Kano who was in need of prosthetic limbs after becoming an amputee through a ghastly accident, etc. Plaza all the way to sponsor 100 students to study at St. Salomon University, Cotonou, Benin Republic under Bola Tinubu Education Support Program. BTSO traversed the country, moving from touring the 6 geopolitical zones and setting up structure like earlier mentioned to establishing a presence in 12 countries of Africa, some of whom are represented at the summit today. Today, our program reverberates across the universe, complementing the global repetition of our principal, the Asiwaju of the universe, the Jagaban Bogo, Asiwaju Bola Tinubu. Niger State witnessed the victory dinner of the just concluded presidential primaries for Asiwaju's 1271 landmark victory in Minna. Niger State, where the executive governor is a BTSO patron, gave unwavering support to the Jagaban of Bogon. In the build-up to the just concluded primaries of the APC, activities of BTSO promoted Asiwaju Bola Tinubu as a quintessential leadership brand, so much that its already existing popularity continued reverberating that even many Nigerians began to name their children after him. An instance is a national coordinator who has named his son after him, Bola Tinubu Kuso, earlier this year, and many more. This singular action spurred others to do the same. So it started a wave, and we called it at the time the mother of all campaigns for Asiwaju. Cognizant of the predominant conversation on the heels of political party primaries in Nigeria that has witnessed the landslide victory of Asiwaju Bola Tinubu as presidential candidate of the ruling All Progressive Congress APC, BTSO has convened this maiden National Youth Summit to inspire constructive conversation across youth participation in politics. A summit that will come up with a resolution to advocate for the place of the Nigerian youth in Nigeria's political governance space going forward. BTSO Bola Tinubu support organization BTSO was established as an NGO in 2019.